Yo, we're back, guys. Comment if the audio is better here. It's gotta be better, okay? Let me get into some updates, alright? We've gone far, actually. I kind of, I've been playing a lot this weekend, and let's just say this. I've already cleared the 2 ascendancies. Alright, I'm around level 50 something. I'm about to get to maps pretty soon here, probably by this weekend. And I have some updates. So, the build, we turned into the Infernalists, right? That's the ascendancy I've picked, and that was my plan from the start. I wanted to get the ignite, the fire damage, procking off of my elemental lightning arrow, which I'm using Stormcaller Arrow. It's pretty OP. In the beginning, the Stormcaller Arrow felt kind of slow pace in terms of clear speed, but then when I added in the Shock Chain Arrow, man, it's really just all coming together. And I have a cast on shock. All right, I'm gonna get into it a little more, but let me just show this boss fight right here. You see I'm proccing exposure, enhanced shock, 26% there. And most importantly, I'm starting to get Electrocute rolling. So watch this boss just get stunned. Ready? I mean electrocuted. Right there. He's just stuck in place. I just get free DPS. I'm like 20 seconds in the fight. He's already almost half HP. Look at this chunking too. Sometimes it's small, sometimes it chunks big. Just chunking in. That ignite ticking also. I got the dot dam where I'm pointing. You see up here? That's the cast on shock. It works really well on bosses and it's okay for clearing. But this fight's pretty epic. You see, you gotta dodge some fireballs, not die to the fire. He's exploding everywhere. And right here, I've been proccing Electrocute, but I also get this heavy stun proc. And I have these bosses CC'd for a good amount of the fight, like, pretty crazy. So my elemental resistances are getting better. I mean, as you keep progressing, your resistances go down and you have to get better gear. The armor stacking, I wouldn't say it's really stacked up yet. I'm at about 25% physical damage reduction. But I'm finally starting to get the energy shield to feel good. And that's mainly from this part of the wheel, faster energy shield recharge, and this one here, increased recharge rate right there. And on top of that, I'm also going for recovery rate, recharge rate, to make this energy shield feel good. And I'm electrocuting the bosses, but definitely not the mobs yet. You'll see I'm about to get into some gameplay, but that showcase on the boss, he's stunned forever, but the mobs, I'm kind of just having to one-shot them at this point. I don't have too much CC on them. I have an okay bow and quiver. Looking pretty good. Some high tier damage rolls on that. And the quiver, I need to find a new one. I haven't found one for a while here. I got a good necklace because it's got some stats as well as resistances. Like really heavy on resistance there. I've been noticing like what's most important is making sure your resistances are good and your character attributes. Like those are the issues I keep running into. Not too much the damage or survivability, but just trying to equip the upgrades, you have to really like figure out what you're doing. Which I'm gonna get into, okay? As the series continues, I'm getting a better player and you guys are becoming better players. So we picked the witch so we could go Infernalist and get this ignite damage. This is a big wheel right here. It lets you have all damage contribute to ignites instead of just fire damage, which works really good with electric damage because our lightning damage because it hits. It's like the highest damage type for elemental, so I can use that to get ignites ticking right here. 450 to 750, looking good. Okay, and once I get this one, I'm gonna have even more insane fire damage stacking off of all damage types, which is just a huge nut. And so far, I'm only really getting electrocutes and ignites. The chills I might be able to build in with something like this and maybe some cold damage rolls, but I want to show you guys something crazy. Okay, at first I was thinking these are my big damage nodes, which they are, but I learned this damage node actually stacks super hard. You want flat attack damage, so that way all your elementals are going to convert with that flat attack. And for survivability, a really big one I found is up here. You actually get damage and survivability with the fire res and extra fire dam. And then for energy shield, there's a lot of options on the tree, and I'm still trying to figure out like the best ones. But I've realized what you really need is recharge rate and decrease delay of the recharge starting. So those two are important. Um, I have this one for hits against burning enemies, increased dam. Like once I keep burning more frequently, it'll really start pumping. I kind of want this one for area of effect. And we're using the bow, so we have access to this some pretty cool bow skills. I like the theme of bows in general, and you get the quiver also, like basically dual wielding, you could say. Um, I have a decent bow, but my quiver is not that good yet. I get one with cold, fire, physical dam. I'm that'll pop off. And yeah, this one's pretty important too. Like this ascendancy, you can see in some of the footage, and I'll get into it. I'm actually killing myself slowly, so I have to really stack fire resistance. And then this charm allows me to get rid of any ignites if I have the charges. Let me get into this too. You see, I have the elemental resistance is pretty good here. The cold should get to 75. The armor, it's something, but it's really not enough to be super impactful. It's better than 0. And what's really juiced is my total life pool's around like 2,000. It's pretty close to that with the health and the energy shield combined. And what's really cool about this build, you actually don't have to worry about your mana because you just use it like for yourself. Yeah, let me get some map gameplay or just like clearing here. So you can see the shock chain arrow. It has a slight delay, which I'm fixing soon here in the next few levels. And watch this. If you want to get insane AoE, which you have to really get a shock chain arrow along with Stormcaller Arrow. The Stormcaller is like AoE shocking stuff, and then shock chain bounces around and consumes the shocks. You can see I'm actually damaging myself here when this Infernal Flame gets full, but it's worth it to get that ignite damage, fire damage. And boom. So you can just run around, basically shock a bunch of stuff, and then just explode those shocks. The shock chain arrow. These are rare. The rares are looking like they are the only things that really drop loot. I'm SSF, so I have to pick up a lot of stuff, which can be annoying, but at the same time, I think it makes the pace of the game a little better. Instead of just running past everything, you kind of get to really experience more of the loot and see what's going on. Now, I don't know if like the reason I picked this build is because it's kind of off meta. Like, I don't know if I've seen anyone else do this type of setup yet, which really excites me. I don't really like playing the same thing as everyone else. Now, like, you could call me a hipster, you know? And boom. Infernalist doing some damage to me, but I'm mitigating it, and I'm recharging my energy shield just fast, which is what you want to see. It probably takes about 2 seconds delay, and the full recharge is about like 3 seconds to fully recharge. So it's maybe about 5 seconds of you not taking damage to get that full energy shield back, which it's gonna get a lot better, but really important because the Infernalist damage actually scales off your total health or life and your total shield value. So you gotta like, sometimes it's annoying to not have full shield because I'm taking damage based off my shield. And once you get to this stage of the game in Cruel, you start to unlock some of this like advanced gear. You can see I have an advanced chest piece, advanced gloves, helmet. I have some advanced bows to roll on, but I'm almost more focused on the advanced. I mean, I don't know if advanced quivers actually exist, but quivers are pretty rare. It seems like bows are easier to get almost than quiver. So keep that in mind if you're playing SSF. Like, you might want to worry about the bow first, and then prioritize the quivers a little less, I'd say. But yeah, this build, like, I haven't seen anyone play this yet, and it's pretty fun. You get some decent clear. The bosses are really fun because you're stunning them, chunking them. I'd say it's SSF somewhat friendly. Like in the beginning, it was definitely rough, but I think most builds are like that. Maybe a few are okay early game, but I'm seeing this build as it goes into late game. It's just scaling better and better. Like, I don't know what to say besides that. I have really high hopes that in maps I should be pretty tanky and just clearing through to red maps. That's the goal. Let's see this. This is a big fight here. Let's see how quick we do. I'll end it with this one. Thanks everyone for watching. Let me know. Episode 4 coming one day. And it's been fun so far, like making this series for everyone. Hope you guys are learning something. I'm definitely learning a lot. Yeah, I didn't expect that. I'm definitely learning a lot. And I also still have a lot to learn though. Like I've played a good amount of PoE 1 and a decent amount of PoE 2 for how long it's been out, but I want to get like to super high levels, get to the bosses, and like figure out like in this game you can kind of make any build work. Like this build is supposed to be a summoner with pets, but I'm actually using as an on hit with a bow. And that's kind of the beauty of this game. You don't have to follow the meta, you can just have fun and kind of play the way you want to play. Yeah, I got the Electrocute off. I'm dead. Yeah, I didn't die there. I'm dead. Man, I need that energy shield back, like right now. He's summoning some ads, but we should be okay with our shock chain. Let me know too if you guys are really think this build's a juicer. I'll share some of the secret tips here, tips and tricks, like what skills, what gens, how to scale your damage and scale your defenses. Man, I better not die here. He's pretty close. Should be it for him. Nice. You see the builds coming along. Definitely not at endgame yet, but it can get to endgame, I think. I'll let you guys know as I keep building it, and thanks for watching.